touch your soul, and then I knew you'd run away with me.
Hi guys, this is Team iknockfashion and today we are at this pop-up show, The Naked Shift, curated by two sustainable brands, the Vein Studio and the WeAreLabeless. So I'll take you to a small tour inside, so let's get started.
I will be the one. I will be the one. I will be the one. I will be the one for you. Walking down the street, and you were there staring at me, standing there as if we should meet. And I knew with you it'd be easy. I've touched your soul, and then I knew you'd run away with me.
Today I'm with the designers of Labeless, so please tell us about your label.
Mehak's gonna take over that.
So, if we start with why we are labelless, the name, we are labelless basically means that we are labelless, and we like to call it like we are beyond boundaries. So basically, how we started was we both of us had this idea that we wanted to do something towards the society for the society, and we realized that we're not just the two people behind this brand. There are a lot more people involved with it. The people who are making it for us are embroiders and everyone, and we wanted each and every person to have that equal amount of importance given, and that is why hence we are labelless. It's not just Pallavi and Mehak who are the designers and the people who are making the garments. It is everybody in the supply chain. We actually like to call it the value chain because we like to give value to each and everybody in the supply chain, and for that reason we've also named all of our clothes as per the people who've made it and all of the people in our value chain. So yeah, that is we are labelless.
We have Nighat tops, our fun shirts. So and it goes on. Like Nighat is one of our embroiderers, and then Aryan and Irfan were the people who helped us in the movie. So whosoever was like a part of the brand, they had their bit of contribution towards the brand. Everything's inspired by them. So everyone's beyond their labels, anything that's been given to them. Like no one means a tailor is not a tailor. He's much more than that. He's eventually going to be much more than that. So that's why we are labelless. We do not have any names, but we're beyond that.
Okay, so that's a very nice thinking, and I can see that Indian textiles here. And like I want to ask, how do you keep up with being sustainable and using the Indian fabrics?
I think India in itself stands for sustainability. That's one thing that people do not think about. Like the whole idea of mass production, we were not born with it. So it was actually fed to us by the, you can say the Western marketeers or the big companies.
It's like we're going back to our roots now, that because if you can see like our ancestors and everybody, they used to wear these clothes and they would repair these clothes and make something out of it. The saris, they were initially a sari and then given down to their daughters as a lehenga or whatever. So these things have been prevalent in our society, in Indian society, and because of westernization, we for a moment forget about it. We forgot. But now that right now sustainability is like the need of an hour, everybody is trying to go back to it, and it's not a new concept. It is something we have had for ages.
It has been prevalent since ages. It's been all around us. Be it khadi, the national movement was about it. Cotton has been prevalent. We are the biggest supplier of cotton and organic cotton. So it is there in our veins.
Tell us about your recent collection.
So first of all, we'll talk about the first collection we did. Our first collection was Miras, which basically means inheritance. So the idea was we inherited all of these antique things, all of the rich fabrics, the textiles, embroideries, everything. We've inherited these things from our ancestors, and what we're trying to do is we're just trying to incorporate it in a very Western and a new way, basically. So that is what Miras is. In Miras, what we did, we went to our weavers at one sector. They're like in one sector of the country. We went there, and from there we got the fabrics. From there we went to Kashmir, where we got our embroideries done. We have this small household of 7 ladies in Kashmir we're working with, and so they did our embroidery. From there we got it to Delhi, where a women's team worked on it. So basically Miras was a fully done women's collection by women for women. So that was the whole idea, and again, incorporating, we are beyond boundaries. It's not just a state or another state, it's just amalgamation. We took something from somewhere and then something from somewhere and just made something else. The clientele was different. So in those terms, we are beyond boundaries. That was the idea behind Miras. Then afterwards, we did a crowd-funded collection.
Yeah, we did a crowd-funded collection called Rahagir, and Rahagir means a traveler or a wanderer. So Rahagir basically started off like when we asked for vintage textiles by the households of everyone around us, and we were shocked. Like at first, we were quite hesitant that people will not really go up and like give out their saris or textiles that they hold so precious. So, and they eventually ended up. So within a week, we had like 50 saris coming from all over states of the country, and we were shocked. And so some were like the piece that I'm wearing is 25 years old.
So this sari right here, like this dress right here, is made from a 30-year-old sari, and this was made from pure zari. So basically, right now we don't really see a lot of fabrics done in pure zari. They have some kind of mixture into it, but this is like pure zari. And when we the first time when we opened it, it was not that stiff anymore because of the purity it had. So we actually had to add some stability into it. So yeah, that is how we started on the collection.
We did like an archival of that textile. We basically took care of it, repaired it, made it alive again, basically. And then we have another collection that we call the Rahagi 2.0 or the upcycled collection, where every bit that was used to make these two collections was incorporated to make one collection that was basically upcycled and basically a jigsaw puzzle of the textiles that we had.
So what she right now here is wearing is one is like a 20-year-old sari, and then another one is her Masi's trousseau sari that we had, and it was just the edges that were left. Like we had used the entire cloth, and all of the bits and the pieces that were left, we just put them up together and patched them up and made a dress out of it. Right here as well, this dress that I'm wearing, it's paneled. If you can see, it doesn't look like a different panel dress. It looks like just one fabric. But if you would see closely, these are different borders patched together. Like what we're trying to do is we're trying to curb the circle of throwing stuff and creating more wastage. So each and every shred or each and every piece that comes out, we try to incorporate it back in a way by giving it more value, by making it into a product, basically. And the smallest bits that are not being used
go into making earrings, bells, accessories. We make eyewear covers, we make belts, we make fanny packs, we even do shoes. We do shoes as well, and we do a lot of crochet, and we have a team down south working for us for our shoes, which is again a whole women-centric team. We're very proud to say that we're moving towards work culture which is more women-centric, where women are actually taking the leading roles.
And then I knew you'd run away with me. I'm in your thoughts, and all you want is to let
for the first collection, we went to Bihar and sourced from there. From the second collection, we actually outsourced, like we crowdfunded it. So our fabrics are very unique and from all over the states.
So yeah, one thing that we always do, like for the sari collection, we did a handloom test, we did a burning test, and we did other tests to see whether the fabrics were genuine and pure or not. And the other fabrics that we have, the first, like all our cotton silks and cotton silks are handloom marked, so that's the transparency bit is not an issue.
So I can see some crop tops here. So please tell our viewers about these. Like, how did you got the inspiration?
So this, I think, this is if we talk about these ones, they're like the easy wear, Indian yet Western, if somebody wants it, because we've realized the Indian market is a bit chaotic. Like, they just need one kind of silhouette, like the older market, but the newer market, they need a very cool, uber chic things. So we thought, why not just amalgamate the both?
Yeah.
Like, it can be a blouse, a pallu, like for a sari, it can be a blouse, but then it can be a crop top for women.
Yeah, and someone can even wear it on top of a dress.
Yeah, so yeah, we've stylized it in various ways. Yeah, so I think this would be our favorite piece. It looks like whenever somebody looks at it, they feel that, oh, it's a block print. But when we tell them this is embroidery, they're like, oh, is it? It's so intricate.
So that's one of our like favorite piece. And the fabric is ikat silk, and it has been sourced from our weavers in Bihar. And the embroidery is the Susni embroidery that we got done from a women team in Kashmir. So yeah, that's one of our favorite pieces. We have different colors in it. We always do variations because the Kashmir and Bihar collab has limited pieces in it. So we have other low-end prices of the same silhouettes as well. So
What is the price range of this collection?
So we have pieces that starting from 1,500 and it goes up till 14,000.
This is like, I think, our second favorite piece.
Yeah.
You want to tell about the story?
Yeah, so basically this is a fabric that we got from our weavers, and on commute, basically when it was being sent to us, it got burnt on the way in the train, and we had approximately 10 meters of it, and only like this much was only like wasn't burned at all. So we ended up making a kimono because both of us really loved the
loose fit silhouettes
and the idea and the whole vibe of it.
Yeah, so basically this is like all of the smaller shreds of fabrics are woven into it. They've woven it. Yeah. So this actually is something we're working on, like creating minimal and less amount of waste. So yeah, this is one of our favorite pieces.
What was that point when you think like we should go sustainable and we should start this sustainable brand?
So I think we have been in fashion industry for more than 5 years now, and knowing that it's the second most pollutant, like going towards the first pollutant industry in the world, and knowing the fact that right now sustainability is more of a necessity than just a saying, we realized that we, being a part of this industry, had to do something towards it and not create a ruckus.
Yeah, so you have to be a part of the solution and not be a part of the problem. And the thing is that being sustainable, like a sustainable business would not really have a different functioning of its own. It's just that you need to be cautious about what you're doing, and like just thinking twice about where you're getting your raw material from, and like giving due credit wherever required, and be very transparent to your consumers and anyone who's there to ask you questions. Because believe me or not, the questions only make your businesses much more stronger. Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm with the designers of Vein Studio, so please tell us about your label.
So Vein Studio was started by the both of us just about a year ago, and we were just out of college and we set foot in the industry. We worked full-time jobs in the design field as well, and that's when we realized that there was something wrong going on with the industry, which is when we got together, we created our own aesthetic and our own styles through our designs, and that's when we thought that there needs to be a strong voice out in the industry, which will be our main USP, and that's why however we envision our collection, it is all based on however we've dreamed that fashion needs to be out there in a sustainable world.
Vein Studio, tell us about it.
So basically, we both are two different personalities, and we have a single vein which is common between us, and that is a love for fashion and sustainability, and that's how the name came about. It's something about being creative and having the same vision that we share. That's how we got the name.
So, being in this industry, like in this fast fashion world, how do you keep up with being sustainable?
See, we won't call sustainable as something that we have just now. Being sustainable was actually inculcated in us through, like ages ago when our parents and our grandparents, used to work on those lines, but they never really termed it as sustainable. So that's how we were inspired by those values, and those values were inculcated in us, and that's how we got out that sustainability through our brand, through our label, because it is a part of our daily life.
So, tell us about your recent collection.
So our recent collection, that was a spring-summer collection, and that was actually based on countryside freedom. So we were inspired by how free these shepherds and these farm grazers and all of these people were, where we used to call that at that time the golden age. The golden age was actually an area, a place of paradise, like a sort of heaven that was created for them, and that's how all our silhouettes have some or the other kind of detail, or even the silhouette factor that is derived from that theme. So, you want to explain more about it?
Well, basically all of our themes are about being in a holistic space. So whatever we go through in life, however we approach life, that's what we bring to our collection. So that's why sometimes our clothes have a more free space, a free flowing vibe to it, and that's how the colors are represented as well. So yeah.
So tell us about your construction style and what fabrics have you chosen for this?
So mainly our fabrics are usually in an array of handloom linens, handloom cottons, pure linen cottons, cotton silks, and we always work on those lines where it is stuck to our Indian roots, because that is where we feel that individual would feel most comfortable in. So it is always based on how a working professional lives their life, since we're all in that era where everyone has a very busy schedule every day. That's how we've created our silhouettes in the form that they can freely walk in or work in or travel in. So it's very even our inspiration is because since we both are working professionals, and that's why we wanted something that we could be comfortable in. So if we are comfortable in something, we want the customer to be comfortable in something as well.
So our viewers would like to know, why have you thought of going sustainable?
I think it was always instilled in us right from the very moment we started studying about fashion. But once we started working in fashion, we realized that this is something that isn't built for us as of now. Because we whenever we any creative field even for any creative individual, that person would always think that there is something more we can do to it. There is something more we can do to it. But you don't really have it on your fingers at that moment. So sustainability for us, because it was instilled in us from our family, so we wanted to bring that in our label, and that's what we did, and that's even what we want our customers to feel that way.
So is there any best piece and your favorite piece you would want to explain?
I think we can go forward with this one. So basically, this style, it's a denim linen jacket. This style has been created through bits and pieces of scraps that we were left with from our previous collections. So this actually is a fabric which is called denim linen. It gives the look of a denim, but it's actually pure linen. And this again is also patched with the denim linen. It's in handloom linen fabric, and that's how, because we were left if you see out here as well, there's an entire shirt made out of handloom linen. Because we were left with fabrics, we sort of created a new style altogether that we would term it as very exquisite and, you know, as something very funky and cool and chic for a person, because they can pair it up with anything that they want to, be it jeans or pants or trousers, even over a dress as well. So this is something that's an all season wear, because you're not going to feel too hot or too cold in it. So
Be the one, I will be the one. I will be the one, and I will be the one. I will be the one for you.
Please tell us about your pop-up show Naked Shift, and like how did you both thought about it?
So while we were working on the pop-up, we were actually thinking of different names as to what would resemble us the best, and that's where the Naked Shift came into place, because we thought that, I mean, like, we know that we're a sustainable brand, but we don't want to put the term sustainable out there right in front of the face. So that's why we came about the Naked Shift, which means that we're shifting from, you know, fast fashion to slow fashion, and we're shifting from a phase that people need to be more aware about. So naked for us means total transparency, and that's why this shift has been created, which is completely clean and clear for us and for the media.
Yeah.
Tell us about your collaboration.
So basically, when we first, like, we've known each other for quite some time now, and we've both been doing like separate things and sustainable, things for our respective brands and our lives. So we thought like, why not get together and do something, artsy and creative, and create a space for each other where, customers who have the same ethos and have the same values can come together and see two different things out of that same term that we so called, which is sustainability, right? So that's how we got together, and I think it's really nice when people, like, one thing that I feel is missing in the fashion industry is collaboration. There's no more any sort of healthy collaboration. It's always, I don't like the term competitors, I like the friends, like the word friends, because they're not competitions, they are friends, and we need to learn how to collaborate.
And I think we're all working in it together. It's a community. We're all trying to develop a community and doing good for the society. So everybody who is interested in it, or everybody who is involved with a similar kind of activity, they should all just combine and make something great together.
Because we need to learn that we're not the jack of all trades. Someone might be good at something else, so why not come together and create something good that's good for us, good for the customers, good for the world. As easy as that.
So when can we see your next pop-up show?
Very soon. You need to follow us on Instagram.
Watching us out there needs to follow us to know what we're doing next.
So is there any message you want to give to our viewers through iknockfashion?
I think there's this one quote we all believe in, is that waste isn't waste until you really waste it. And you should all be careful while you're using your clothes. They're not just a piece of cloth. You need to understand what happens to it after you throw it. So use your clothes and use every resource you're using very judiciously.
Is there anything you want to say?
I don't think so. She covered almost all of it.
That's the basis of it.